Hello and welcome to the 5th week of Season 21, Season of the Deep, starting on June 20th, 2023. So for week 5, let's kick things off with our Legacy rotation, starting with the Forsaken expansion.
Ready if you are. Let's see what's out there.
The Dreaming City this week is at a weak curse level, which means Petrovenge can be found in the Strand, and has the Broken Courier mission for the next week. The Blind Well features Scorn enemies and the Plagues, Sicarus and Veracruz. The Ascendant challenge this week will be the Agonon's Abyss, which can be located over in the Bay of Drowned Wishes Lost sector on the Dreaming City. Next up, the Shadowkeep expansion. On the Moon, the weekly story mission is Beyond. The Trove Guardian is located in Archer's Line, while the Wandering Nightmare is the Nightmare of Jax, Claws of Zivor Arath at the Hellmouth. And the Nightmare hunts this week will be Skolas, Pride, Omnigul, Anguish, and Zydron, Servitude. For our Beyond Light expansion, on Europa this week, Credis, the Dark Priestess, will be the Empire Hunt, Eventide Ruins will be the Eclipse Zone, and the Exo Challenge will be Survival. For the 30th Anniversary expansion, we have the Loot rotation for Dares of Eternity, which will be on week 1's rotation, with the Scatterhorn armor set and the Wild Hunt armor set being available. The weapons available this week will be the Arc Lightweight Frame Bow Arsenic Bite 4B, the Arc Adaptive Frame Heavy Grenade Launcher Blast Batu, the Solar Precision Frame Linear Fusion Rifle Corsair's Wrath, the Void Wave Frame Energy Grenade Launcher Deafening Whisper, the Kinetic Adaptive Frame Hand Cannon Dire Promise, the Kinetic Precision Frame Sidearm Enigma's Draw, the Kinetic Lightweight Frame Submachine Gun Escape Velocity, the Arc Adaptive Frame Pulse Rifle Giant 7 Rifle, the Kinetic Precision Frame Submachine Gun Friction Fire, the Void Precision Frame Scout Rifle Royal Chase, the Kinetic Aggressive Frame Hand Cannon True Prophecy, and the Solar Adaptive Frame Fusion Rifle Timeline's Vertex. For the Witch Queen expansion, the Witch Queen weekly story mission is the Cunning, where the modifier will be Scorched Earth with Barrier and Unstoppable champions. Also this week you will have Altar of Reflection Catalyst and Altar of Reflection Pact. The Wellspring activity has been updated to include a featured Throne World weapon, Veritas Armor, and a weapon pattern as its rewards. For the Lightfall expansion, the weekly mission is Downfall, with extra shields, lock loadouts, extra champions, Barrier and Unstoppable champions, Solar Threat, Scorched Earth, Kinetic Overcharge, Void and Solar Surges with an overcharged weapon, and Galvanized on hero difficulty only. The Partition mission will be Backdoor, Contest Mode enabled with Barrier and Overload champions, Void Threat, Arc and Solar Shields, Shock modifier with Void and Strand Surges. And the Vex incursion this week will be Zephyr Concourse. In addition, the weekly Lightfall reset also refreshes the Pinnacle drop for the Node Override Avalon exotic mission on the EDZ. For the Season of the Deep, the featured fishing pond will be on the Throne World. Raids and Dungeons. The Root of Nightmares raid challenge this week is the first encounter, Cataclysm, called Illuminated Torment. This is where every Tormentor must be killed by a player with the Field of Light buff. The Kingsfall raid challenge this week is the 5th encounter, Oryx, called Hands Off. Players must not kill the same Ogre or Lighty Tonight throughout the encounter. The Vault of Glass challenge this week is the first encounter, Confluxes, called Wait For It, where every Yellow Bar Wyvern must be killed as they sacrifice themselves to the Confluxes. The Deepstone Crypt challenge this week is the 4th encounter, Tanix, called The Core 4. Guardians must dunk all 4 cores before each DPS phase. The Garden of Salvation challenge this week is the 2nd encounter, Spy Defense, called A Link to the Chain. This is where all Guardians must receive the Enlightened buff at the same time. And the Last Wish challenge this week is the 5th encounter, Riven, called Strength of Memory, where Guardians must not shoot the same Riven Eye twice. Your Pinnacle raid will be the Vow the Disciple over on the Throne World, which means all challenges will be available for each encounter. These are the first encounter, Acquisition, called Swift Destruction, where Guardians must kill all champions within a few seconds of each other on all rounds. The second encounter, the Caretaker, called Base Information, where runners cannot pick up more than 1 stack of knowledge on each run. The third encounter, the Upender, called Defense is Down. This is where each player cannot kill more than 1 taken knight in total. And the 4th encounter, Rogue, called Looping Catalyst. This is where Guardians must not lose the Leeching Force before the damage phase. Also, with the Vow the Disciple being the featured raid, this does mean that you can farm the final boss for a chance at the exotic Pulse Rifle Collective Obligation. And the Pinnacle dungeon will be the Prophecy over in the Legends tab. Next up, Challenges. Into the Depths 5. Complete the Week 5 Into the Depths mission for Challenge XP+. Frontline Salvager 5. Complete 8 bounties from the Sonar Station in the Helm. Additionally, defeat 25 powerful combatants anywhere in the system for Challenge XP+. Heavy Salvager. Defeat 50 combatants with power weapons in salvage activities. 4. Challenge XP+. Prepared for war. Defeat 300 targets with hand cannons or pulse rifles. Defeated guardians and combatants defeated in salvage or deep dive activities grant additional progress. 4. Challenge XP+. Battle rhythm. Defeat 150 targets anywhere in the system using auto rifles, hand cannons, scout rifles, glaives or linear fusion rifles. Bonus progress is granted for defeating guardians. 4. Challenge XP+ and Bright Dust. Gotta win them all. Complete activities in Vanguard, Gambit or Crucible playlists. Bonus progress is granted for completing Vanguard playlist activities at hero difficulty or higher, or for winning Gambit or Crucible matches. 4. Challenge XP+ and Bright Dust. Iron sharpens iron. Complete Iron Banner matches. Earn bonus progress for wins. 4. Challenge XP+ and Bright Dust. And Flood Tide. Acquire the Last Right Scout Rifle. 4. Challenge XP++ and Bright Dust. Hello! As a reminder, your daily lost sector will show you a flag outside which will give you details of threats, shields, champions and exotic armour you will find inside. But if you're new to the game or you're using an alternate character and can't find the flag outside, you will have to run through the lost sector normally to have it show up on your map as a legend/master, which you can either do solo or with a fire team, but you will only be able to earn a chance at the exotic drop when completing solo. Tuesday, June 20th will be the Aphelions Rest on the Dreaming City for exotic chests, Solar Threat, Arkenstrand Surges, Void Shields, Epitaph Modifier, Overcharged Shotguns with Overload and Unstoppable Champions. Wednesday, June 21st will be the Chamber of Starlight on the Dreaming City for exotic helmets, Solar Threat, Arkenstrand Surges, Solar and Void Shields, Epitaph Modifier, Overcharged Swords with Overload and Unstoppable Champions. Thursday, June 22nd will be the Bay of Drowned Wishes on the Dreaming City for exotic boots, Arc Threat, Void and Arc Surges, Void Shields, Stalker Shield Modifier, Overcharged Snipers with Overload and Unstoppable Champions. Friday, June 23rd will be the Vel's Labyrinth on the Cosmodrome for exotic gauntlets, Arc Threat, Void and Arc Surges, Arc and Solar Shields, Fire Pit Modifier with Barrier and Unstoppable Champions. Saturday, June 24th will be the Exodus Garden 2A on the Cosmodrome for exotic chests, Void Threat, Arc and Void Surges, Void Shields, Scorched Earth Modifier with Barrier and Overload Champions. Sunday, June 25th will be the K1 Revelations on the Moon for exotic helmets, Void Threat, Arkenstrand Surges, Arc Shields, Fire Pit Modifier, Overcharged Machine Guns with Barrier and Unstoppable Champions. And finally, back round to Monday, June 26th will be the K1 Crew Quarters on the Moon for exotic boots, Arc Threat, Arkenstrand Surges, Solar Shields, Hot Knife Modifier, Overcharged Glaives with Barrier and Overload Champions.
Lead the way.
Our 5th featured Nightfall of the season will see us face off against Saber 2 in the Fallen Saber Nightfall over on the Cosmodrome, where you have a chance to get a Pinnacle engram if you complete the Nightfall with a score of 200k or more. This Nightfall is free to play. You'll be able to earn high-end gear for your characters, including the Nightfall featured weapon, exotic gear, enhancement cores, enhancement prisms, ascendant shards and adept Nightfall ciphers. The higher the Nightfall difficulty, the more common the drop will be, with the featured weapon and exotic gear being uncommon at hero difficulty to being common with ascendant shards in Grandmasters. Legend and lower Nightfalls will have 3 barrier and 7 overload champions, with 7 void and 4 arc shields. Masters will have 6 barrier and 12 overload champions, with 3 void and 2 arc shields. Your Nightfall modifiers are hero difficulty, maximum effective level 1765, matchmaking is available, enemies have extra shields, champions foe, you'll face barrier and overload champions. You can either use intrinsic exotics, use a subclass debuff, or unlock anti-champion mods from the seasonal artifact. Arc Threat, 25% increase to incoming arc damage. Arachno, when defeated Fall of Vandals spawn web mines at their feet. Overcharged weapons, weapons overcharged from the seasonal artifact are active in this activity. Kinetic weapons do increase damage when your subclass element matches an active surge. Arc Surge, 25% bonus to outgoing arc damage. An Elemental Surge, 25% bonus to an outgoing element's damage. Overcharged Weapon, 25% bonus damage to a specific weapon type. Galvanized, combatants have more health and are more difficult to stun. Legend difficulty, maximum effective level 1815, includes all previous modifiers except Galvanized. No matchmaking. Equipment locked, you will be unable to change your equipment once the mission starts. Master difficulty, maximum effective level 1820, includes all previous modifiers except Galvanized. Champions Mob, this difficulty adds more champion enemies. Grandmaster difficulty, maximum effective level 1815, includes all previous modifiers except Galvanized. Joining progress disabled. Extinguish. If your fireteam falls in a restricted zone, your team is returned to orbit. Limited revives. Gain additional revives by defeating champions, up to a maximum of 20. And contest mode, which caps your power level to make enemies more of a challenge. To combat champions this season, you have access to subclass counters as well as a choice of intrinsic anti-champion artifact mods, which are Anti-Barrier Auto Rifle, Overload Scout Rifle, and Overload Trace Rifle. You also have exotic weapons and armor that can help with intrinsic mods as well. For Anti-Barrier, the Kinetic Bow Wishender, the Kinetic Linear Fusion Rifle Arbalest, the Kinetic Pulse Rifle Revision 0, the Solar Energy Hand Cannon Ariana's Vow, the Solar Heavy Sword the Lament, and the Titan Gauntlet Second Chance, which gain the second charge of your shield throw melee, which becomes shield piercing and stuns barrier champions. And for Overload, the Void Energy Bow Le Monarch, the Arc Energy Linear Trace Rifle Divinity, the Arc Heavy Machine Gun Thunderlord, and the Warlock Exotic Boots the Secant Filaments, which when you drop an Empowering Rift, any weapon that is fired from inside the well can cause an Overload champion to be stunned. The Nightfall featured weapon to obtain this week will be the Arc High Impact Frame Fusion Rifle Loaded Question. The Loaded Question has a base impact of 90, a range of 52 and stability of 25. It can roll with Controlled Burst, Reservoir Burst and Harmony, with Envious Assassin, Under Pressure and Auto-Loading Holster. It has the origin trait of Stunning Recovery, where if you stun a champion you partially refill the magazine, trigger health regen and improves your recovery for a short duration. And Vanguard Vindication, where final blows with the weapon grant a small amount of health. Lord Shaxx brings Mayhem to the Crucible for the 5th week of the season. Mayhem is where 2 teams of 6 players go head to head in a clash type mode. Abilities and supers charge at an extremely faster rate than usual. Respawns are instant and power ammo spawns are also much faster than usual. With a time limit of 10 minutes, the first team to get 125 eliminations is the winner. And Rift will be returning this week in the Relentless Crucible playlist. Rift is a 6v6 game mode that focuses heavily on objective-based gameplay and not just killing the enemy team. Instead of accruing points based on defeating enemies, players can score points by picking up the spark and dunking into their opponent's rift, which is near the enemy spawn. A team can either win by scoring 5 points before the opposing team can, by scoring 3 points without the enemy team getting a look in, or having more points when the time runs out. The spark spawns in the centre of the map and starts to charge after 6 seconds of the round starting, and becomes visible for all players on the map. After another 12 to 13 seconds, the spark is available for players to pick up, giving both teams approximately 20 seconds to fight over the spark before either side can pick it up. For 5 seconds after a player picks up the spark, they become marked on both teams' maps. After that, they are only marked on their own team's map unless they are in view of the enemy team. The carrier can only hold onto the spark for 1 minute and 15 seconds. After that, the spark detonates, killing the carrier and those around them before resetting. Should the carrier die in any way that isn't from the spark detonating, the spark drops at that location. If a player picks up the spark whilst in their super, they are immediately pulled out of their super. Furthermore, they will not gain any more super energy whilst holding the spark and will be unable to use their super even if it is fully charged. If a player dies, they must wait 10 seconds before they respawn, but their teammates can revive them during this time. This forces players to focus on teamwork to help push up on their enemies, but can also leave some players out of the game for an extended duration if their team can't or won't revive them.
Delightful!
And Valus Forge returns to the tower for the 2nd time this season, bringing with him the Iron Banner. This is a week-long free-to-play Crucible event, which means there will be no Trials of Osiris at the weekend. Power level is disabled, which means you can go into Iron Banner with whatever weapons and armour you'd like. Iron Banner also brings with it challenges and a seal to become an Iron Lord. Each day for 4 days for each character from Tuesday reset, Lord Saladin will give you the opportunity to receive a Pinnacle reward. By hovering over the Iron Banner node on the director, it will tell you how many games you need to play and with what subclass you need to equip to complete it. You can either play each day and collect each Pinnacle, or you can wait until Friday reset to play all the games you need and receive all 4 in one go. From 3 for your first Pinnacle up to 18 games in total for all 4 Pinnacles. As a reminder, Pinnacle rewards will give you +5 to your power if you are below the power cap of 1800. But if you are 1800 and trying to reach the Pinnacle cap of 1810, then the Pinnacles will give you +2 in light. Players can rank up with Lord Saladin to receive rewards from his reward track, and equipping any Iron Banner armour, ornament or weapon plus Iron Banner emblem will progress your progress faster in ranking up. This is multiplied if you complete the daily Pinnacle challenge as well. For the Iron Banner gear boost requirements, all 5 pieces must be equipped as gear or ornaments for it to take effect. For our 2nd week of Iron Banner, we will see the return of Iron Banner Eruption. Eruption is clash with energy boost based on kill streaks, like a mini version of Mayhem. During Eruption, killing your opponents will score 1 point and a normal amount of ability energy. After that, when you get your second elimination in a row without dying and assist count 2, you become Surging. You start lightly glowing, kills start generating 10% super energy and 20% grenade, melee and class energy. You score 2 points per kill. When you get your 5th kill without dying, you then become Primed. You become glowing brightly and your team goes on the hunt. Everyone on the team gains 5% super and 10% grenade, melee and class energy. For every subsequent kill after that, you gain 12% super and 40 grenade, melee and class energy, and you score 3 points per kill. At 5 kills, you also receive a 15-second timer on you. If the timer reaches 0, you erupt. Erupting kills you, which resets the streak and ends the hunt. But getting a kill resets the eruption timer back to 15 seconds. You are then marked for both teams so everyone can see right where you are. The other team gets 3 points for killing you, and more than one player can be primed at a time. With Iron Banner's return, this also means you have another chance to become an Iron Lord by completing 7 triumphs. These are Jolder's Victory. Win matches in the Iron Banner playlist across all events and seasons. Gnora's Seal. Acquire Iron Banner armor. Each armor piece must be unique to count towards the total. Ormond's Taste. Acquire Iron Banner weapons. Each weapon must be unique to count towards the total. All-Wing Spirit. Earn points by completing objectives in Iron Banner playlist modes. Frostmire's Will. Complete Iron Banner challenges. Grimmel's Dedication. Reset Iron Banner rank twice. Durham's Howl. Complete Iron Banner matches whilst wearing at least one piece of Iron Banner armor. Earn additional progress for each piece of Iron Banner armor equipped. And to gild the title this season, you have 5 triumphs to complete, which are Glorious Howl. Win Iron Banner matches, earn additional progress for each piece of Iron Banner gear equipped. Again with Feeling. Reset Iron Banner rank. On Point. Earn points by completing objectives in the Iron Banner playlist modes whilst using Strand, Solar or Void subclass. One and Done. Complete all 4 Iron Banner challenges in a single Iron Banner celebration. And Down Dear Friend. Defeat 200 Guardians in Iron Banner. Earn bonus progress for using Iron Banner weapons from the current season.
That is amazing.
Also this week we should see the return of bonus XP in the Vanguard playlist. So if you want to fast track and get in the new ritual weapon, the Last Rite Scout Rifle, and Vanguard ornament, the Warrior Rubric, then this will be a good start. And that's it for the 5th week of Season of the Deep. Thank you for watching. Allons-y.
Guardian down.